First of all, I want you to get unmisled from that cover image. So, yeah, I'm not this skinny, of course. I'm comfortably well, what do you want to call it? Well endowed with a little few extra pounds. I can have the stomach flu and not be anorexic. But oh, also, if you do have anorexia, this is probably not the video for you because it's about not eating food, which is a whole thing that people with anorexia really have struggled with. There's a girl I've known for a really long time, and she has struggled with it as long as I've known her, which is probably 15, 20 years or so now. So yeah, don't do that. Anyways, on to the exciting things about fasting. Uh, I've struggled with digestive issues for most of my life, and I've still not diagnosed. Still don't really know what's wrong with me. But if I quit eating food, I don't have any problems. So it's at least worth a shot. You can do just like an easy, quick fast. You can start with intermittent fasting, where you try fasting at night and you shut down your eating window. So you could, and this is I'll call it the undangerous version, or like fasting for beginners. And I finally have noticed that I've done fasting enough that I've reached what I will call like the beginning of intermediate fasting. I'm not like a hardcore faster, but I have noticed that I can easily and almost accidentally fast for 24 hours and then not need to do anything different to break my fast other than eat a normal meal. Which, when I met someone that was trying to tell me about fasting, they said they could do that for 36 hours. And when I started out, I could not do that at 36 hours. I was able to fast for 36 hours, but then I had a normal meal and I was really, really sick. So don't just like dive in there your first time of fasting and try breaking a fast with what I will call regular food, the American diet. Yay! Some things that are safer to break a fast with. One of my favorite things is better than bouillon vegetable stock. Put 8 ounces of that in hot water, or 8 ounces of hot water and a teaspoon of that. Don't drink 8 ounces of that. That would be scary. But that really helped me easily break my fast. So you drink broth for about an hour, let things sort of, I'll call it, calm down. And people suggest spinach is a really good thing to help like cleanse your system out. And this is where things start to differ. Some people think you should eat protein, some people think you should eat vegetables, but you can experiment and see what works for you. And you can try small stuff. Like if you want to try fasting for 20 hours or 24 hours your first time around, give it a shot. See if it makes your stomach feel better. If you're having stomach problems or if you have any other problems, see if that helps. If it does, you can start like edging your fasting periods up. The longest I've done a fast for so far has been 70, I think 3 or 4 or 5 hours, somewhere in there. And it wasn't medically supervised, which I don't recommend going longer than that without being medically supervised. But if you just want to try something at home to give your body a little like, hey, here's a little bit of relief, so your digestive system can help reset itself. It's really good. I'm really bad at eating sugar. Like I'm very addicted to it. But if I'm fasting, it's very easy for me to not eat sugar because I'm just really used to not eating anything. I've gotten really good at that. And it's been a very like helpful, healthy thing for me. And you can experience some, I'll call it severe weight loss during a fast, but if you start eating normally again, the weight comes back very immediately. So if you're trying to fast for weight loss, it's probably the wrong way to do it. Or you just have to keep doing it and be on a very restricted diet. But I don't recommend that. I recommend exercising and eating more vegetables and less calorie dense things. Like, so don't eat pizza, even though everybody always wants to eat pizza. But yeah, eat less carbs, eat less gluten. Yeah, eat healthier things and celery. Yeah, JK. Just kidding. But yeah, fasting has definitely changed my life. And I've noticed that if I fast at least 24 hours during days 6 to 10 in my menstrual cycle, and day one is like the first day you start bleeding, so it makes it a little bit easier to count. It's like, that is when it happened. And if you're a female, this is for you. If you're male, you can do it anytime at any point, and it should be easy and fine and good to go. But there's a book called Fast Like a Girl, and I haven't read the whole thing. I have watched an interview with her, and it was very enlightening. And then read some other articles by her. She's got a whole Facebook group and everything, so lots of information available. But during that day 6 to 10, you can do that. She suggests doing a 24-hour fast. I usually do at least a 24-hour fast, and I've started doing a little bit more than that here recently. I don't know if you're supposed to do this or not, but I just did it. I did a 24-hour fast, had a really big meal, and then did another 42-hour fast. And even with the 42-hour fast, I feel like I'm calling it like building up my immunity, but sometimes it's harder or easier to go through that period of not eating food, and I like not being hungry, not caring, not thinking about it, and it's fine. But one of my friends and I both did that 72-hour fast together, and I just so happened to be in that time in my cycle. And it wasn't too difficult for me to do the 72-hour fast, but it was really hard for her because she was on a different time in her cycle. So and she'd done fasting before. She was really good at it and used to it. And she's like, this has been one of my hardest ones. And I'm like, I wonder why. And then I learned that. And I'm like, here's why. So just pay attention to where you are in your cycle, how you feel. And I would say, so for me, like day one, I've gotten to the point where it's just like super easy to get through a day of fasting. And this last time I did a 42-hour fast, it was not hard, but I did eat that day because I was like, I have to cook Thanksgiving. So I was like, and I don't want to try to break my fast with Thanksgiving, of course. So I was like, okay, it's time to break the fast. And I did it carefully with the broth and then some vegetables. And then I just had to keep sampling and eating. So find what works for you, and then you can work your way up. And happy fasting. Best wishes. Bye. Woof. And get it done.